Subscribe now. Lock in. Let's go. Real shit, street shit, man, we watching Maas. Real shit, street shit, man, we call on Maas. Real shit, street shit, man, we watching Maas. Real shit, street shit, man, we call on Maas.
Lab Addicts Music Group.
This is Conversations with Maas.
Lab Addicts Music
You know
Group.
what time it is? This is Conversations with Maas. Subscribe now. Lock in. Let's go. Real shit, street shit, man, we watching Maas. Real shit, street shit, man, we call on Maas. Real shit, street shit, man, we watching Maas. Real shit, street shit, man, we call on Maas.
Lab Addicts Music Group.
This is Conversations with Maas.
Lab Addicts Music
You know
Group.
what time it is? This is Conversations with Maas. Subscribe now. Lock in. Let's go. Real shit, street shit, man, we watching Maas. Real shit, street shit, man, we call on Maas. Real shit, street shit, man, we watching Maas. Real shit, street shit, man, we call on Maas.
Lab Addicts Music Group.
This is Conversations with Maas.
Lab Addicts Music
You know what
Group.
time it is? This is Conversations with Maas. Subscribe now. Lock in. Let's go. Real shit, street shit, man, we watching Maas. Real shit, street shit, man, we call on Maas. Real shit, street shit, man, we watching Maas. Real shit, street shit, man, we call on Maas.
Lab Addicts Music Group.
This is Conversations with Maas.
Lab Addicts Music
You know what
Group.
time it is? This is Conversations with Maas. Subscribe now. Lock in. Let's go. Real shit, street shit, man, we watching Maas. Real shit, street shit, man, we call on Maas. Real shit, street shit, man, we watching Maas. Real shit, street shit, man, we call on Maas.
Lab Addicts Music Group.
This is Conversations with Maas.
What's goody? What's goody? It's your boy, Maas. It's Friday night, and y'all already know I forgot to cut the mic on again, but it is what it is. But it's the sex show. You already know that Friday nights are spicy, but it seems like we haven't really had a fun, spicy talk in a minute because of everything that's going on. Last week we talked about Diddy and if he was a chuckold, and I think we came to a conclusion that Diddy is a chuckold. But this week, wow, Yesterday, there was a lawsuit filed against Zion Williamson for rape and torturous sex and all types of craziness. Spicy, man. Spicy. And I got to thinking, because I'll be honest, SA is kind of a played out excuse. And and I should have prefaced this before I even started this conversation, but I'm prefacing this conversation by saying I am not doing this. I am not trying to demean women who have really, and men who have been SA. This conversation is not geared to people that have really gone through something. This conversation is more geared to money grabs. And that's what I see. And I did some research, as I always do before I have these conversations. Because if I'm going to be talking about women that fake SAs in order for money, I had to look up information. And the information that I looked up how many false accusations of raping and SA go on in all of the accounts of SA and raping. And what I found out is that it's only between 2 and 10% of actual false accusations of raping and SA. Now, I will say that when we're talking about SA on the level that I'm talking about, is where the numbers can kind of get skewed. Because these numbers that we're talking about in terms of false raping and SA accusations are a lot between people who have no reason to go after someone for monetary gain. Because most SAs and rapings that you hear about on the news that do not involve high profile people, there really is no lawsuits and money grabbing in these type of situations. It's only when it's a man of means do these accusations of raping and SA come into consideration. And what I want to talk about tonight is, do these women who are dealing with high profile athletes, do they use the raping and SA playbook as a way to get sympathy in their quest for monetary gain? And I think all this goes back to the Me Too movement. I think that was the beginnings of this. It was the beginnings of this. But I really feel that these women who are going after high profile individuals, money, and possessions have not really been raped and essayed. Now, there's probably going to be a lot of people that think that I'm kind of crass for my outlook on that. But you got to hear the argument before you make that judgment. These women deal with these men, have sex with these men, and whatever. And this goes on for, in some cases, years. That they continuously have sex with the people who they say are raping and essaying them. Now, it came out that Zion Williamson has been sued, not charged. There have been none of these women who are going after men of mean. They never go to the police to get charges filed. They always get their lawyers to serve a lawsuit. If you've been essayed and you've been raped, your first call is not to a lawyer. If you've been essayed and you've been raped, you don't wait 5 years, 7 years after a person has become established in their profession to come out and say, I was raped and I was essayed. I think when a person gets raped or essayed, that their first call should be to the police. And then they should go to the doctor so that they can get a rape kit performed on them. But in none of these situations do any of these females go to the hospital to get a raping kit or go to through legal channels, the police, to get charges filed on any of these individuals. Now, just because you're in a relationship with someone does not mean you cannot be raped. Well, so let me say that. Let me say that before we get deep into the conversation. Just because you're in a relationship with a woman does not mean that you cannot rape or essay that woman. Because I'm of the firm belief that when a woman says no, I've never had those problems. Because if I heard the letters N-O, no, I immediately stopped whatever it was, or whatever type of sexual acts or whatever we put. If a woman said no, I stopped. Now, there were situations where the woman really wanted me to stop. And those are situations where, that was when I was younger. It's like, come on now, no, okay. But there have also been instances when a woman told me no and I stopped. And she was like, I didn't really mean no. I'm like, hey, no means no. No is like a code word. No. I hear no, I stop. But you cannot have consensual intercourse with a man where you like being choked and you like being spanked. And some women, they like being demeaned. They like being called names. There's instances of women who like to be spit on while they're having sex. Now, you all know that I don't cut any corners and I say stuff. And yeah, there are women out there that like to be spit on in the face. All types of wild stuff. But what I'm saying is, you cannot have these types of consensual sex and then get mad because somebody moved on to another relationship and now you feel that you were violated. That's not how this works. That's why I'm not a role player when it comes to sex. I don't want to play no roles. I don't want to cuss you out. I don't want to call you no bitch. I don't want to smack you. I don't want to spit on you. I don't want to do any of those things. But there are men who do these things. I don't want to pee on you. I don't want to do any of these things. That's me. But there are women out here who like that. But you can't have these types of non-vanilla sex. Now, I have put my hand around a woman's neck during sex. She asked. But when it's not in a, I'm gonna choke, I'm gonna kick. It's not that. It's not that type of. I put my hand on a woman's neck. Maybe a little pressure. So I'm prefacing this conversation by saying that I have done some things, but yeah, there are some things. There are some lines that I won't cross. But when you have these men who are messing with porn stars, and e-courts, you're going to get into these extremes of sex. Now, this woman is saying that her and Zion Williamson were doing some wild things while they're in college. I mean, everybody's done some wild things in college. Oh yeah, I most definitely don't be in those types of interracial sexual role players where a woman will call me a ninja. I want that ninja dong. Nah, I don't. Don't call me no white ladies. Don't call me no ninja while we boning. I don't. That's not. I don't. Nah. I don't want to hear the words ninja come off a white person's lips. Now, whatever. But that's just me. In any form or fashion. I don't want to hear a white person's lips say the word ninja. I don't care who you grew up with. You grew up with OG Johnny Joe, or you grew up with OG Bobby Johnson. I don't care who you grew up with. It's just a word that I don't want to hear come in any form, especially while I'm having sex. But you can't have these forms of non-vanilla sex, consensual, and then after the fact, because you got mad at someone because they moved on with another woman, now it's graping and essay. Now, they haven't came out and said what woman this was, but I think everyone knows that it's just one. What is her name? It's kind of funny because you know who it is, Mariah Mills, and I have a video. If you all don't know who Mariah Mills is, you'll know after tonight. But Zion Williamson, 2 porno stars, 1 baby, and a whole bunch of chaos. Now, like I said, the woman who has filed this lawsuit, no charges, no police report, no none of that. Just I went to my lawyer and told my lawyer what happened. Now I want to sue him. I don't want him to be prosecuted. I don't want this man to be prosecuted for what he did to me, but I want him to pay me for what he did to me. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. You can't make it make sense. You can't make it make sense. Do these women give graping and SA a bad name? Because usually grapings and SAs, they can happen between acquaintances and things like that. SAs more in line with acquaintance grapings. But sometimes, most of the time, grapings are someone has been unknowingly stalked, or it's a situational thing. It can happen anywhere. I saw a video where a lady was working out at the gym late night, and some guy came in and he tried to grape her. Chance encounter. Or, date graping. Things of that nature. Those are acquaintance types of things. Where, and most of the time, it's between individuals who have not engaged in intercourse. Very rarely do you have situations where people have consensual sex over and over and over and over again, and all types of non-vanilla sex, where these allegations of graping and SA come out? Why is that? Now, we've already said that you can be in a relationship with someone and you can be graped or SA'd, whichever definition you prefer. We've already said that. But those are extreme cases. Usually when there's a separation and there's a divorce pending and things like that, those are those types of situations. Not situations where you're not even in a lawful relationship, a marriage, I forgot what you call it when you're with someone for 7 years and you're de facto married. I forgot what that's called. It's not those types of situations. These are situations where it's boyfriend, girlfriend, we're having wild sex for 2 or 3 years. You think you're going to be with me. You think I'm going to take care of you with all my millions that I worked hard for. You feel entitled to them because you gave him some of that wet nectar that you have between your legs. You gave him some of that. Now you feel you are entitled to some of that money. And when that doesn't happen, been wronged. Common law marriage. Mariah Mills was basically the first female, and that's why everybody is surmising that that's who has filed this lawsuit, because she has basically been stalking this man ever since he ended the relationship with her and began a relationship with another porno star, stripper, OnlyFans girl, Instagram model. Take your pick on whatever you. They all equal to prostitute light right now. There's a lot of prostitute light chicks out here who don't really look at themselves as prostitutes, but they want money for their time. And if anyone, I'm not sure what the definition these young kids have of that thing, but yeah. If you are getting money to give a guy or a woman a good feeling, you're a pro. There's no way around that. If you take money for sexual acts, you're a pro. You're a pro. If you want to be paid for your time, you're an e-court or a pro. Some e-courts don't have to seal the deal to get their grip. But if you do any of these things, that is prostitution. I don't know if I can say that on YouTube, but oh well. And there's a lot of women who don't see, I want to get paid for my time, as being pro stuff. That is pro stuff at the essence. That's why a lot of men are refraining from approaching women. Because whenever it becomes transactional, it's kind of trickish. And if you have it, it's still tricking. Don't let nobody fool you. Don't let these. If you have it and you're paying for it, you're tricking. And taking a chick out to dinner ain't tricking. See, I got this stuff messed up. Everything that you do for a woman ain't tricking. It's how you do it that makes you a trick. If I'm dating a woman and I'm courting her in the hopes of her becoming my woman and us being in a relationship, that's not tricking. That is courting. You take a chick out for dinner and you do that in the hopes of getting some skins, you're tricking. Okay? So now that we've defined the difference between dating and courting a woman and doing what a man is supposed to do and trying to build to a relationship and taking a chick to Chipotle to get her a mix and then you're going to go home and bust her down. That's tricky. Now, do what you got to do. But it's better to use your mouth as opposed to your money. You take that how you want to take it. This just came from an OG that ain't never paid for coochie. back to our conversation. My great grandmother always told me, if you lay with dogs, you're going to get ticks. And ticks are bloodsuckers. So when you messing around with pros and porno stars and Instagram models who get paid to bend over and show you their monkey, you're going to have situations like this. Men with means, all men, even if you don't have no money, need to come to an understanding of what is a good woman and what ain't. Because the choices you make in choosing women, you can either be Grant Hill or you can be Zion Williamson, Ant-Man. There's numerous older Sean Kemp football players. Let me think. There was one football player that had a baby for every NFL city that he played a game in. Can't think of his name. You're going to have men like that. And yeah, they'll be broke because they got 13 different child support cases. But yeah, when you lay with mutts, you get ticks. Do these women who are angry and upset because their water was cut off, do they demean actual SA and graping survivors? Because many SA and graping survivors, they didn't sue somebody before they went to the police. In some of these cases, these women, they don't even have intentions of going to the police. That's what makes it look like it's kind of made up. I don't know how any of you all feel. What's going on, Scorp? What's going on, YWG? I've been talking on Soapbox. We are 33 minutes into the show. Hit the like button. Share this video out. Subscribe to the page. Join the conversation. How do you all feel about these women who throw themselves at men and then they find a dummy with a gummy, and they hook them? So they think. And then when the money and the shoes and the bags and the clothes and the weaves and the BBLs and the fake titties, when all that stuff stops, they have a sense of entitlement. And they get upset and they go to their lawyer and they say, well, this night, now we've been having sex for 3 years, 4 years. But on this night, this one night, I told him no, and he took it. Get the out of here with that. No, you can't have it like that. Well, when did this happen? Did this happen yesterday? Did this happen last night? No, it happened 2 years ago, 4 years ago. You can't have it like that. You can't have it like that. You can't have it like that. I think there should be a statute of limitations. Because if you don't go get a rape kit, if you don't go get a I don't know why I have to say this, man. This is words we all know. This, if you have to go get a grape kit, if you don't have a grape kit, I feel so corny saying this because we're adults. But why is YouTube like I gotta put a G on the front of this word? Is grapey? It says corny. YouTube is corny. But yeah, if you don't have a graping kit performed on you, I mean, it's your word. It's your word against this person. And then it becomes public opinion. And then you already know that the public opinion for black men who ain't really did nothing but got a whole lot of money, you're gonna win in a public opinion with white people. They don't like these Negroes having all this money anyway. So when they have a woman that comes out and says she was raped in SA, yeah, they're gonna go with yeah. Come on now. Come on now. Come on now. And I don't even want to talk about Travis Hunter. This young man got married with no prenup whatsoever. And if I gotta buy you a big old 1-carat cut diamond and a $200,000 truck, I'm buying your love. What 20-something-year-old woman is going, where you going to wear it? Because if you come outside in the wrong area, somebody going to cut your finger off and take that diamond. That is a showpiece. And if you go to the wrong neighborhood in that $200,000 G truck, somebody will snatch you out of that too. If you buy a woman a $200,000 G truck, what you getting her for the first anniversary? What are you getting her for the 5th anniversary? What are you getting her for the 10th anniversary? The 25th? The 50th? What's going on, Judd? A 200,000? Come on now. Come on now. But that's a whole nother story. We're talking about women who go after men with means, and they are using the SA and graping playbook. This is a playbook, y'all. This is a playbook. This is a playbook to get rich men's money. You had a baseball player that didn't play for a whole year because some girl they have been having wild sex. I can't think of the pitcher's name. Him and this woman had been having wild sex. He's been choking her. He's been choked. She likes to be choked unconscious and then smacked back to reality. She likes this. It's notated. They noticed she liked it. And then she came out and said that this man raped her and SA'd her and caused her bodily harm. Now, it came out that he wasn't guilty of what she said he did. But guilty or not, there's public opinion out here about you. And now everybody knows the weird types of sex that you like to have. But that's what can happen. And I believe that the women who are proven, there's women who come out years after they've accused people, and these people have been convicted, to come out years later and say, he didn't grape me. I was upset that he didn't want to be with me anymore, and my feelings were hurt. This man's life is gone. He's been in jail for 12 years or whatever the years he's been in. Whatever. His life chances are in the dumps. And what happens? Oh, we're going to sympathize with her because she apologized. And she did come out and say that she lied. Oh, lock her up. That man's life chances are gone. Because in the court of public opinion, even if you get off, there's going to be people out there to say, you still did it. You still did it. We know he did it. The lady said he didn't do it. Oh, she's, somebody paid her. I mean, how do y'all feel about this? Ladies, I really want the ladies' input, because I want to know from the ladies. I want to know from the ladies. If someone grapes you or essays you, do you go to the police or do you go to your lawyer? I really want to know. Because real world women go to the police. These women that are messing with men with astronomical money, they don't even go to the police. They go to the lawyer. After the fact of this person moving on. But my thing is why can't the courts take any of that into account? It's almost like they turn a blind eye to real life situations. I don't understand it. And I feel that these women belittle women who really go through grapings and essays. They really demean those women. Because you know this man didn't do what you trying to portray him to do. Y'all was having wild sex. Y'all been having wild sex. Y'all been having consensual sex with you getting choked and spitted on and all that old wild. But this one particular time you said no. No. I'm not going for it. If you get graped or you get SA'd, you go to the hospital, get a graping kit, and you go to the police. Because with a graping kit, I mean, it's evidence. It's irrefutable. I mean, if somebody graped you and you got their secretions on you and you go to the hospital, it's an open and shut case. But none of these women do that because it's not open and shut. I mean, how do y'all feel about this? I feel that these ladies, I'm gonna put the link out. I don't want no fellas. No fellas tonight. Well, not right now. No fellas right now. I need some ladies. I want some ladies on the panel that can talk to me about how they feel about these ladies who are only on a money grab. Or ladies, school me. Because if I'm looking at this from the wrong lens, I need correcting. I'm not without fault. But Lord Wives, she's always going to come through with something to say. Let's see what Lord got to say tonight. And it's always good. I'm not saying that in a demeaning, in a Lord Wise, you come on now. So, who's to say where they go? I would hate to be essayed by everybody's favorite ninja because it's his word against mine. There's a whole psychological reaction to being right. So, does that psychological reaction, does that make a woman go to the police, or does that make a woman go to a lawyer? Scorpio, be safe driving to Florida. Don't be texting and don't be typing in his chat while you drive. We don't want nothing to happen to you. So my thing, what I'm saying, Laura Wise, is why don't these women go to get a graping or an SA kit performed at the hospital and then go to the police? If they were actually great, why don't they go to the I mean, psychological will traumatize, okay, but in all the cases of ladies who weren't pretending, they went to the hospital, they went to the police right then and there. Okay. In a lot of cases, Laura Wise came back with in a lot of cases, in a lot of causes cases, it makes women not say anything at all. Are we talking about Cassie? No, we're talking about the lady that came out against Zion Williamson. Now we know it's not a regular woman because he does not mess with anything but porno stars and OnlyFans girls. Sad situation. But yeah, I mean, we can. See, I don't even want to talk about Cassie Diddy because I feel like I feel like Cassie is culpable. But that's a different story. But no, we're talking about Zion Williamson and someone who is saying that he was graping and essaying her while he was at Duke. And for several years after he graduated or left Duke. And we all have I have surmised along with other people that it's Mariah Mills, the lady that has been antagonizing him for the last 2.5 years since he moved on and got another OnlyFans chick. Mariah Mills is the girl who had a key to Zion Williamson's house, and she went over to his house and let herself in and beat up his new girlfriend. That's who Mariah Mills is. Zion is crazy. You young dudes, man, yeah. His ex had a key to his house. She came over. She keyed herself into his house. So she didn't break in. But she got charged with, she keyed herself into his house and beat up his new woman. And now she didn't get enough money from him. So now she didn't go to the police to get charges filed on him. She went to her lawyer and detailed to her lawyer what happened to her several years ago. Bud files. You got the Bud files in the house. If you ain't been to check out the Bud files, go check the Bud files out. You'll enjoy their page. They do lots of different things. They go to lots of different places. They go to lots of different museums. They go to lots of different historical places in regards to the United States of America. So go check their page out. I'm telling you to do that. Lord Wise said, I don't know enough about this case to say one way or another. This could be an isolated incident, but 1 in 3 women have been essay, I think, every case. See, the thing about it is, he was in a relationship. They've already said that the woman that is Jane Doe, excuse me, has already said that they were in a relationship. They were in a relationship. Mariah Mills is who it is. She's been harassing this man for 2 years. She went on a Twitter rant so bad towards Zion Williamson with non-stop text messages on non-stop tweets. Non-stop tweets to Zion Williamson for about 7 days in a row, to the point where Twitter came in and deactivated her account because she was going in on it. Why is that not harassment? If that was the other way around and that was a man, he would be arrested for harassment. Same thing with the house. Even if the man had a key to the woman's place and went over there and keyed himself in and beat her new boyfriend up, he would still be in jail. I don't think she went to jail. But this is not, it's just totally just not a good look for Zion Williamson, especially when he's about to be a free agent. Whoever he goes to, he's going there at a discount. No team is giving him a max contract. And this woman is probably one of the main reasons why he will not get a max contract. No team is, this dude ain't even played a whole season. This dude balloons up to 300 and some pounds every summer and they have to work it off. And then it takes him half of the season to work it off, to get into shape. It's like, man, ain't nobody getting. And you got these pros that is hanging on to you like leeches. And they don't want to let you go. And now you got court cases. But at least they're not criminal cases. Think about that. Don't you think that as a woman that has been raped or essayed, and you're trying to sue somebody for monetary damages, don't you think that person being convicted of the crime helps your case? As opposed to, oh, I'm not going to go to the police, I'm just going to go straight to the lawyers. That makes you look Okay. So Law Wise is saying exactly what intimate partner violence can include essay assault. It's not impossible. You know, I said that, and I agree with you on that. The police always drop the ball with domestic issues regardless of sex. Restraining orders wildly negligent. Restraining orders don't stop nobody from doing nothing. Restraining orders don't stop nobody from doing nothing. But the thing about it, Lord Wise, is once you read the article and you read up on it, they weren't having vanilla sex. They weren't having vanilla sex. And then it's just like I'm mad at him and on this night I told him no. Can't do that. That's you can't do that. What I'm saying is a lot of these cases like this, it should be thrown out. Did you go to the police? No, I didn't go to the police. Did you go to the hospital and get a graping kit performed on you? No, I didn't do that either. Oh, we're going to throw this case out. If they start throwing out these cases when these women come with accusations and not evidence, I mean, yeah, then, yeah, go to the, if you get raped or you get SA, go to the hospital. Go to the police. But, and I'm saying that as a man, and I that's why I put the link out for, I wanted a woman to come up here because I'm looking at these things and I don't want to come across as a chauvinist. I'm looking at these things from a male point of view, and I don't think I'm looking at it wrong, but maybe I am. But I'm just from the, if you get raped, you get, go to the hospital, go to the police. I think that if you have been raped, you need to go to the police or the hospital. That's just me. I don't think your first interaction with someone after you've been raped or SA should be to a lawyer. To a lawyer. I can't understand what YW. I can't see the little picture that YWG put up, but I mean, I don't know. And I don't want to come off as being crass. Because I got sisters, I got nieces, I got cousins. And God forbid some man do something to one of them. But I think it's something of a man's status depends on if a woman goes to the hospital and the police or a lawyer. Because most women who this occurs, they go to the hospital and they go to the hospital and they go to the police. They don't go to a lawyer. Right. That's exactly how I feel. Now I don't want to come. But yeah, if you get raped and you go to a lawyer and not the police, you're a clown. You're a clown. I mean, there's no way. There's no other way to look. You're a clown, and you're banking on public opinion. Because if you go to the hospital or you go to the police and they say there's no findings, or they go to the hospital and get a grape kit and they say, well, we don't see any evidence of a graping. You have nothing to fall back on. But if you go to the lawyer, it's in the law of public opinion. It's in the law of public opinion. And that's what I mean by no. That's what makes me think that these ladies are making this up. That's what makes me think that. When I hear a high-profile case where two people have been having consensual sex for years, and then all of a sudden, this one time I said no, and he took it. No. No. And you didn't go to the police? No. I'm sorry. And I'm not trying to, no, I'm not sorry. if you get graped or essayed and you go to a lawyer and not the police, your words mean nothing. Your words mean nothing. Because basically, that's a smear campaign. Oh, yep, yeah, Pontoon. Hey, yep, I don't have no sex life. I come in here to get my freak on with y'all every Friday night. And that's true, Lord Wise. Lord Wise said most grapes aren't reported. So I'm wrong. There is a stigma. I'm not saying that I'm not saying that they're not reported. I'm just saying that the women who go after men's with means, they aren't reporting. They're going to the lawyer. They're not going to the hospital to get a grape kit, and they're not going to the police. They're going to the lawyer. Because if they went to the police and they went to the hospital to get a grape kit, the person would be arrested. And ain't none of these people been arrested, but they've been served with papers. And that's, yeah, man. You have no credibility if you do that. Let's just say that. If you get graped or you get essayed and you don't go to the hospital or the police, you have no credibility. I went to my lawyer. You have no credibility. You have no credibility. We just crossed the hour into the show. Hit the like button. Hit the like button. Hit the like button. Subscribe to the page. Share this video out. Join the conversation. I put a poll up. We're an hour into the show. I put a poll up. And the poll said, did the Me Too movement weaponize SA for monetary gain for women? 83% of the vote said yes. 17% said no. And that's out of 12 votes. The Me Too movement weaponized SA. Because, and I'm going to tell you how you know they weaponized SA and graping for monetary gain. Because for the regular working class man, you can be charged with SA if you catcall a woman. You can be charged with SA if you catcall a woman on the street. Exactly. And that's what I'm saying, YWG. YWG said, how do you know these are not grapes if they ain't reported? And most of these ladies that are going after men of means, they don't report them. They go to their lawyer. These are the people I'm talking about, Laura Wise. I'm not talking about the ladies who go to the hospital and get grape kits and go to the police to tell about what happened and who did it to. We're not talking about those ladies. We're talking about the ladies who go directly to the lawyer. That YWG. Laura Wise said it depends on the situation, but I can't agree that the monetary aspect has incentivized grape more than it already existed, since perps regularly pay off. I'm glad you brought that. I'm glad you brought that up, Laura. I didn't want to bring it up, and that's why I wanted a lady to bring that up. Settlements don't get reported. There are no there are no findings in a settlement. So a person could lie about being raped or being SA'd in hopes that the person is going to settle with them. So how do you feel about that? How do you feel about the women who accuse a man of doing something like this to only do it for a settlement? Now, we know this happens, just like we know what you said happens. But what about those types of situations? What about those types of situations? Some women throw the accusation out there without going to the police in hopes of getting a settlement. Am I lying? Am I lying? Let me know, y'all. I put it out there I put it out there. Let me know. If I'm wrong, let me know. If I'm wrong, let me know. Because I'm growing every day too. Let me know. I'm looking at it from your point of view, Laura Wise, but I'm also looking at it from the point of view that these women are hoping for a settlement because they know nothing happened. What do we say to those types of situations? What do we say to those types of situations? YWG said he didn't know who Mariah Mills was, so I got a video of her. Shouts out to all Urban Central with this video. But y'all know that one song where they say the legs don't match? Don't nothing match. Dark Star, what's going on? What's going on, Dark Star? Oh no, here we go. Here we go. I'm back, y'all. Yeah, I don't know what happened, but yeah, it was tripping. But I'm back. But yeah, here is Mariah. Hold on, y'all. Okay, here we go. For all y'all that don't know who Mariah Mills is, here she is. And this video is about 2 minutes long, and I will let y'all see it in its entirety. But yeah, there's Mariah Mills. For y'all who don't know who she is, let the video play.
Yeah. But you gotta move forward with it. But you, yeah, that's it. That's right. That's how you're supposed to do it.
This is not BBL, y'all. Get that run. Get that run, y'all. This is not BBL, y'all. That's the girl that ran up to his house and beat up the girl that lived. Namaste. Hell no, man. You crazy. Hey, y'all. What's up, thing?
It's not sweet enough. I had it before.
Y'all crazy. Y'all crazy, but yeah, that's Mariah Mills. That is the girl reportedly who has filed the lawsuit. Says she looked like the penguin. Oh my god. Oh my god. She dropping maggots? Oh no, she like the penguin? Oh man. Oh no. Laura Wise said Jay-Z's approach proved the women was lying, but few men try to hide their innocence. We can't judge from a rational view, as SA isn't just sex. We need a grapist in the wow. For the, I hope we don't have no grapists in the chat. Nah, we most definitely do. She doesn't need a cushion in the seat when she drives home. Oh no. Y'all wow. Y'all wow. But I just want, there were some people in here who said that they didn't know who Mariah Mills is, and I just wanted to put it out there so y'all would understand who this was. But yeah, now, Zion Williamson. He's been accused of showing abusive, controlling, and threatening behavior toward the plaintiff. The lawsuit details multiple years of abusive behavior towards Williamson's ex-girlfriend, including physical threats against her and her family. The plaintiff made stunning accusations in the lawsuit, with mentions of Williamson threatening to kill her. Now y'all know this girl is just touched. You can just see from the video I showed you that she don't have it all. She's telling people that she doesn't have BBLs and that her body proportions are natural. There was nothing natural about that running motion. Oh, she could be a stinky. Oh, y'all wild as hell. Y'all wild as hell. She could be a stink. She could be a stinky link. It's not a sneaky link, but a stinky link. Y'all wild as hell. Y'all wild as hell. Scorp said she ain't got no BBLs and hers do sweat. Ooh, okay, Scorp. Okay, Scorp. But yeah. And I'm not trying to be facetious, but do we really think I'm just being? Do we? In everything that's gone on in this entire situation with Zion Williamson and this woman, do we really think that Zion Williamson raped this woman? He bought this woman a house. Do we really think that Zion Williamson raped this woman? This is to demean him. Everything that this woman has been doing to this man has been done to demean his character. Yeah, she's already, we already got a pattern of lying from her, being that she said that she's natural. Her body's natural. When we looked at that video, we know that body is not natural. Ain't nothing natural about that body. Nothing. Vivica Fox said she made a mistake in the BBL. Did she make a mistake in them lip fillers and them facelifts? And what was a mistake? But I think the biggest mistake is these women that these men with means mess with. It's like a slap in the face to their mothers. That's just my point of view. My mama wasn't no OnlyFans woman. My mama wasn't no stripper. My mama most definitely wasn't no porno star. So what I look like bringing one of them home to introduce to my mama as my woman? That's diabolical in itself. I can't even imagine bringing a porno star home. Hey, mama, this is my girl. My mama done some wild things. And I can't even imagine what my mom would have done if I brought a porno star home. It's a slap in your mama's face. Dark Star said the biggest mistake is not having self-confidence. I would think that all that money they got give them a little bit of confidence. It's a whole lot of money. That's a whole lot of money to be messing with bottom of the barrel women. Don't y'all think? Don't you think that that's a lot of money to have to mess with bottom of the barrel women? What you mean? If Lord Wise said, why do men compare women in their family? We don't we do, but sometimes I look at your mama. Sometimes I look at your mama to see where you gonna be when you get older. So it ain't just our family and our moms that we're looking at to compare the woman we're looking for. We looking at your mama too. Yeah, we looking at your mama too to see how she gonna be when she get older. Yeah, so don't get it twisted. We not just comparing you to our mom. We're comparing you to your mom too. Because the way your mom acts got a whole lot to do with if I'm going to deal with you. Now, that's just me. That's just me. Yeah, I want the woman that I'm dealing with, I want to meet your mama. Because I want to see what type of woman that your mama is. Because 90% of the time, you're going to be the woman that your mama is. If you're trying to live up to that. So yeah, it ain't just our mama we comparing you to. But I'm saying the woman that I bring home ain't gonna be a slap in my mama's face for sure. That's what I'm saying. It's not a comparison of your mom, but some women you bring home, it can be an embarrassment. Am I saying something that's incorrect? Yeah. Some women you bring home, it's a slap in your mama's face to even bring her in the house and say that this is my woman. Men are judged by the women they are with. Don't get it twisted. Men are judged by the woman they are with. I ain't never been the type of dude to just take any woman in public. That's me. Because the woman you take in public is a direct reflection of the man. It's a direct reflection. So yeah, I'm not embarrassing myself. I got dignity. And every woman that you talk to don't deserve a public setting with you. Some women is just for the house and the couch. Some women ain't for public consumption. Now y'all can get mad, you say whatever you want to say, but that's the truth. Some women is for the house and the couch, and some women is for public consumption. I'm just being honest with you. For real. Don't get it twisted. A man's woman is a direct reflection of him. And every woman ain't for public consumption. It is what it is. It's the truth. So, I just think that how you do something reflects on you. And accusing somebody of raping you and essaying you through a lawyer as opposed to through the police and a hospital record is diabolical to me. That means you are that means you are looking to win public opinion to win your case. You're not looking for facts. You're looking for public opinion. The public opinion of this person. You're trying to demean the public opinion of this person so that people will be sympathetic to you saying that this man did all these bad things to you. Man, this is the playbook. Like I said in the title of the show, the essay playbook is real sticky. And y'all know what I mean by sticky. Y'all know them books little boys had when they was younger. The pages was sticky. That's how the essay playbook is now. Them pages is stuck together. Them pages is stuck. The essay playbook, the pages is stuck together. You gotta pull them apart. Stuck together. Lord Why said ultimately the house, the couch, and the outside woman can all face the same consequences in different forms from the same dude. WG when I'm yeah. Y'all know what we talking about. Them girl that be them unless you in a relationship. But yeah, them girls you take to the movie theater at 1 o'clock in the afternoon on a Tuesday. Those girls. Those the movies at 2 o'clock on a 2 o'clock on a Tuesday is diabolical. That's a hell of a day. Don't want nobody to see you. TMI, what's going on, brother? TMI's over there having a good time in Thailand. If you want to see the good time that TMI's having, go over and check his page out. He's having a good time. I had a chance to talk to my homeboy on the phone today. Yeah, he's enjoying life in Thailand as a man should. That's what men do. Enjoy life. And if you want to see a man enjoying life, go over and see what TMI Santiago's talking about. Like I said, too much information. When you go on this page, you're going to get too much information. Be prepared. But yeah, these women that's out here getting smashed for 3 and 4 years in a row, and then one time out of them 3-4 years, you mad and you said no, and he took it. Them cases need to be thrown out. Them lawyers need to, yeah. It makes no sense. It makes no sense. And this, and nothing that we are saying in this show is to demean any survivors of raping and SA. We stand with you in the opposition of men who are out there doing that. So do not think that that is what we are saying over here. We are not. We are most definitely not romanticizing raping and SA. We're just saying that there are some women out there, nefarious women, who use the SA playbook as a way to get public sympathy in their quest to get a man's riches. To get a man's riches. And we know this. And Mariah Mills is using the sticky playbook. She's using the sticky playbook. And it's almost to the point where you can just see it. You can just see it. Like, you've been terrorizing this man for 2 years. He don't want to be with you. So since he don't want to be with you, you're going to come up with this cockamamie lawsuit. You and this man you're a porno star. You're a porno star. And my thing is she's not going to win this case. And the reason she's not going to win this case is she's a porno star. Who's to say that, because there are pornos out there with women being choked, being demeaned, all sorts of things in those movies. You've seen them. I don't need to tell you. But we see those movies. If she wins this case, what's to say that some woman in a porno movie to come out and say, I told them no on the movie set, and they kept on going anyway. And the movie is out, and look how they're treating me. Look how they're treating when it's a scripted porno. Who's to say that a woman in a porno can't come out and say, well, I said no on the movie set, that on the porno set, because it's not a movie set. I said no on the porno set, and they kept doing it anyway. Did you take the money? Yeah, I still got paid, but they did that to me. Who's to say that that's not going to happen? If she wins this case, it's a precedent. And then you'll have a mad porno star coming out because some director didn't put her in a movie, and she'll say, I said no on this movie set, and they did it to me anyway. So no, she's not going to win this case. Yeah, I throw diabolical situations out there. Who's to say that one of those porno stars in one of those movies, you've seen them, dudes spitting in their face, smacking them, smacking their breasts, smacking them on the face. Who's to say that a woman's not going to come back and say, I said, no, don't do that to me, and they did it anyway? Who's to say? Because in a porno, are you really acting? I don't think you can act a porno. It's action. So who's to say that this woman's not going to say, I said no, and they said, we paid you. We doing it anyway. Am I crazy? Am I crazy? Is that a crazy situation? But could it happen? But could it happen? Could it happen? And then you got a movie, you got a porno movie, that's the evidence. Who's to say that can't happen? They had me under the influence. They drugged me on the porno set. You got to look at the bigger picture, not just the surface lawsuit. You got to look at the repercussions that could come from this lawsuit. Yeah. Who's to say a porno star couldn't say that, yeah, they raped me on the set. And the movie is the evidence. Now, y'all can say I'm talking crazy or I'm talking about wild situations, but yeah, that's who's to say? Okay. Lord Wise said consent. Okay, that's what I'm saying, Lord Wise. If they've been having, she said in the lawsuit that they were boyfriend and girlfriend, and they've been having sex for several years. She got mad. She got mad when he moved on, and she's saying that in one of those instances, or several of those instances, she said no. It's going to be hard to prove. If I've been having sex with you for 5 years and we have rough sex, I'm choking you, I'm doing all types of stuff to you, it's going to be kind of hard to say that this one time I didn't want to be choked. And he did it anyway. And I'm not discounting it, but man, it's kind of hard. It's kind of hard to, that's like the little boy that cried wolf. That's what this situation looks like. She didn't use all the money that he gave her. She's used it up. She needs some more money now. So how can she get some more money? Take him to court and say he raped her and essayed her and put him out here in the court of public opinion and keep on doing it until he settles? Man, like I said, the SA playbook is real sticky. The SA playbook is real sticky. YWG said he don't believe they had sex when she said they had sex. He thinks she lied about that. You think you saying that they didn't even have sex in the situation, that basically she just made this whole sexual scenario, she's just made that up. Is that what you're saying? I'm tripping. I put the link out there because I was gonna let ladies come up here and have the floor and tell me how I'm wrong, and not one of you ladies wanted to come up here and tell me that I was wrong or give me some insight into raping and SA allegations. Because I'm looking at this stuff from a male point of view. sometimes the female point of view can add some sensibility to it. I always want, the woman's point of view when we're having discussions like this. Because I don't want to come off as I'm pushing some type of agenda. Because if I can be corrected, hey, come correct me. But yeah, don't come with no BS. Because yeah, you ain't gonna just be able to come up here and say you right. That ain't gonna happen. But yeah, how do y'all feel about this? How do y'all feel about these accusations that have been thrown at Zion Williamson while we're in this transactional era of dating? Now, we know that we're in a transactional phase of dating. Women want money for their time. They want to go out to, I showed a video last week of a mother who came out and said that there are girls in high school that expect these little young boys to take them out on $500 dates. And she was talking to these women saying, y'all women are crazy. Y'all didn't go out on no $500 dates in high school. How you think it's, there is a culture of entitlement as it pertains to some women. And some women will go to whatever means necessary to get the entitlements that they think they deserve. Jug, peace. Peace, my brother. I'll holler at you tomorrow. YWG said, I will say these men have a bad sense of who to pick to lay down with. But most definitely that. Most 100% definitely. Definitely, most definitely. I know that sounded kind of crazy, but yeah, most definitely. 100%. These guys do the choices in women are rather bad. Lord White said, it's possible to say no once. The situation seems domestic, but your narratives aren't clear enough to rule it out. So it needs to, I'm not the investigator. I'm just reporting what I've read and I'm giving my personal spin on how I see it. And I mean, I could be wrong. I've been saying a whole lot of stuff these last couple of weeks. I ain't been wrong about it. It's coming out, the stuff that I was saying. Yeah, I'm a good researcher. I'm a good researcher. And I put videos out before information comes out. And then the information come out. So I'm not going to put no narrative out there that's going to make me look dumb. Best believe that. Now, I don't have a big following. I got y'all. I got the MA family, and we growing. But yeah, eventually people are going to come around because everybody wants the real. And I'm giving the real. I'm going to continue to give the real. I'm going to continue to spit the real. And I mean, I can't do nothing else. I can't do nothing fake. So and like I said, I'm not 100% right all the time. I can be wrong. I can be corrected, but I do my research. I do my research. And yeah, I never want to discount when a woman says that a man has done something to her. I never want to discount that. But when you're making these accusations of being physically raped or essayed, and you don't go to the police or you don't go to the hospital, I'm looking at you leery. I'm looking at you with a side eye. I'm not gonna lie. I'm looking at you with a side eye. Because if something that bad happened to you, you're not thinking about money. You're thinking about getting this person locked up. Now, maybe I'm looking at it wrong. I could be. But I just don't see somebody. And I understand, Laura Wise, because you said that a lot of grapes and essays don't get reported. And that could be true. And I'm just saying that sometimes the way it's reported reflects badly on the person who's throwing accusations. I don't know. I feel bad for the women that this really happened to. They actually went to the police. That had to actually go to the hospital and endure a rape exam. These are the people. I'm empathizing with them because I'm looking at these women who throw these accusations out because they're angry that a man of means moved on. Because these types of situations don't happen with regular, everyday working people. These types of situations are reserved to men with millions. And what I'm saying is that over and over, these women throw these accusations out without ever going to the police or without ever going to a doctor, and then they're looking for sympathy from the public, and with the understanding that 1 out of 10 of these situations that's reported is false. It's proven to be false. They're banking on that. That is part of the play. That is part of the play, that the statistics. That's part of the play. And that's why these women don't go to the police and don't go to the hospital, because they're winning off of public opinion and some private investigation. They're not winning these cases because they got a police report and he got convicted. No, they're not winning these cases that way. They're winning these cases in the court of public opinion, and the lawyers in this era of settle, because the lawyer's gonna get paid regardless, and the lawyer can throw it out there like, well, man, I mean, we can settle and cut our losses. It's not proven guilty. You're not proven guilty. You can keep on asserting your innocence, and you just pay them off. So this ends. Not the lawyer's not coming saying, well, let's win this. Because if I got enough money, no, man, here's another $1 million, man. Put it in the retainer and fight this. I'm not settling nothing. I'm not settling nothing. Like I said, you go to the police and you go to the hospital and get a great kit. Yeah. Then your word holds more of credence to it with me. But if you got graped and the first information that comes out from a lawyer, and it's gonna be hard for me to believe anything that you say in regards to, because you don't want this person to serve pittance and go to jail for what they did to you. You want them to pay you for what they did to you. And yeah, I'm not gonna never look at that. I'm not gonna never look at that and cast my doubts on the man beforehand in that type of situation. Okay, Lord Wise said, you imply civil suits don't need evidence, but most settle after discovery. So something's being, a lot of them people, a lot of those are settled just to cut the losses. If Diddy had, if Diddy had settled with Cassie when she told him she wanted them billions, it wouldn't even be no trial right now. But Diddy said, you was part of this whole thing. I'm not settling. I'm not giving you 20. You was a willing participant. Diddy said, you was a willing participant. You're not gonna extort me. And then he's to the point where I don't care. I'm rich. These people can think what they want to think about me. You can go out here and say what you want to say, but I ain't giving you 20. And he ended up giving us some money anyway, but he didn't give her what she asked for. But if Diddy would have gave her that money, that $50 million that she asked for, it wouldn't even be no trial right now. And that's what I'm saying. Because you look at it, yeah, I mean, we ain't gonna even talk about the Diddy case because it's wild in itself. Did he do some wrong stuff? Yeah, he did some wrong stuff. But yeah, she culpable too. I said that. He settled with her, but he didn't give her what she wanted. But if he'd have gave her the $50 million that she asked for, we wouldn't even be here. It wouldn't even be no trial. He can't prove he didn't spend his funds on criminal. Hey, President Trump has already said he's gonna pardon Diddy if he gets convicted. So will this case be all for nothing if they convict Diddy and President Trump pardons him? And I said that, and President Trump came out today and said, yeah, him and Diddy have been friends. They were friends, or they acquaintances, or whatever he wanted to say. And he said he would think about pardoning Diddy. You know, think about it to it. I mean, if Diddy give him $10 million, he's gonna give Diddy a pardon. Come on now. And Diddy's gonna pay that $10 million to get a pardon. Come on now. Come on now. But yeah, tonight's conversation we talked about women and false accusations of raping and SA as Zion Williamson's ex filed a lawsuit against him without going to the police, without going to the doctor, without going to the hospital. She filed a lawsuit saying that even though they were in a consensual sexual relationship, he terrorized her sexually and threatened her life. And she sounds like a scorned woman, but we can't discount. We can't discount what she says. Put the poll out. 14 votes. Got 2 more votes. And 86% say yes. The Me Too movement did weaponize SA for monetary gain for women. 14% say no, it wasn't weaponized by Me Too. Me Too, the Me Too movement, it weaponized SA. Because if it didn't weaponize SA, we wouldn't have Bill Cosby wouldn't be in jail. Or been to jail. President Trump, he didn't pardon Bill Cosby. That's one person he didn't pardon, Bill Cosby. But we had a good discussion tonight. Only 1 out of 10 accusations of raping in SA are ever proven to be false. 1 out of 10. And that's a percentage between 2% and 10%. It just depends. It fluctuates. Now, in those cases, we don't know if those people went to the police, filed charges, went to the hospital, got grape kits, or anything of that nature. But one thing that we do know is that a lot of these accusations that are being thrown at men with money, they bank on the public backing them in these types of cases. Because these women are smart. They know the numbers. They know what to say to get what they want. And when they don't get what they want, they know the legal routes now. And while there are women who endure the pain of these acts of raping and SA against them, we stand with them in their fight for normalcy after things like that have happened to them. But we also stand with the men who have to fight false allegations when basically it comes down to they just wanted to end whatever type of relationship they had with a person. But that person felt like they were beholden to the riches that man has for what they did for them. Now, you were whatever compensated, however the time you were with him. But if that man does not want to be with you, that is not the recourse to throw these types of allegations out there. Because when you throw false allegations of raping in SA, you not only demean yourself, you demean the real people, the real women out here, the real men and women who had to endure these things that happen to them. We never want to discount what a person has had to go through in their life. Day basis. We hope that these accusations are not true against Zion Williamson or against any man out there who has had these types of allegations thrown against them. But just as we stand with the victims who these acts have been perpetrated on, we also stand with the men who have had to endure false accusations. Hope everybody has a good weekend. I'll see y'all Monday. It's your boy Maas. Hit that like button on the way out. Share the video. Subscribe to the page. We growing.
Lab Addicts Music Group. Lab Addicts Music Group.